Hello, friends. I have some exciting news. I'm launching a subscription. Now, before I get into the details, I'm going to first share with you a little bit about it. Just a little bit about it. The full scoop is going to come next week. This subscription is going to be in a area of my life that I've been working on for a very long time. It's going to be a little bit more in the personal development space, which is very cool because it is stuff that I have been doing naturally and having a huge interest in for about 30 years now. So that makes it really exciting and, of course, really close to my heart. I'm not going to share all the details on it yet, but I want to explain a little bit about why I'm doing this. Firstly, why an actual subscription versus a membership or a mini course or something like that? I really wanted to launch something that, of course, has that recurring revenue element, is very low ticket, and allows me to, on a regular basis, eke out valuable content to people that I know perhaps a lot about and other people might have not come across. I have a wealth of information on this topic, and I really feel like I have years and years and years of delivery. Even before doing more research, getting guests to provide input into it, I have a lot that I can share. And I wanted to start to play in a different world. Instead of just B2B, which is what my memberships are focusing on, small business owners and coaches and consultants and people who are experts. This is still a little bit of the same crowd, but it's also a wider crowd of people who might just have careers, might be retiring, might just be looking for some support and interest and fun in an area that I find it really easy to talk about. And I've been talking about this with my friends and family for decades. So subscription makes it really easy. Also, who doesn't love recurring revenue? Selling something that's just one off when it's low ticket can be a great list builder. It can really help you bring in the right people if you have the right offer next. In my case, I don't have the next offer because this is going to be a little bit adjacent to my current business value proposition. So I am going to be playing with something that allows me to build an audience for the longer term, and then who knows what will happen. At this point, it's going to be very, very simple. I will share the details on it later and how I'm structuring it, what kinds of things I'm putting in it, what I'm thinking of charging for it, and how I'm really placing value on it. But for now, I'm just going to make it super, super simple. It's going to be a one size fits all offer that people can join and leave anytime they want. So I often in the past have really been wary of low ticket memberships. Now, a subscription, I want to tell you, is really quite different than that. A low ticket membership often comes with a little bit more personalized support. Sure, you might still have large groups, and not everyone's going to get a chance to have a back and forth, and not everyone is going to hear directly from you or the moderators. But they do have a bit of a cost associated with them with each new member because you can't always deliver the same kind of value in a community or in an interactive type of program versus a subscription. Now, a subscription is what I love about it is that you charge very little for it because it's that easy to deliver. It is simple, simple, simple. I want you to think about Netflix. All you're doing is getting the same content as every single person in your entire country, probably. And it's not any harder for them to deliver to one more person, 100 more people, 1,000 more people, and perhaps a million more people. Yes, sure, there's some capacity issues in terms of actual software capacity, but in general, each new person doesn't require any kind of hand holding. So, for example, in a membership, if you even have a low ticket membership, say it's $20 or $30 or $40, you still are thinking about how to make sure everyone is getting in and getting out when they need to, getting all the stuff. There's a bit more Q&A, whereas a subscription is such a simple offer. you really want to make sure it's easy for them to absorb. They kind of know what they're getting every month. They can expect it. It's predictable. It's similar, meaning like not everything has to be the same, but it's going to be delivered in the same format. And you're not going to be sending a million engagement posts or emails to them or prompts to them to do stuff. It's going to be a fairly simple delivery. You want them to use it, of course, because like anything, if they're not using it, they're not going to stay. But you also don't want to inundate people so that it really doesn't feel overwhelming for them. Because in this case, if it's overwhelming, they're going to go. Nobody wants to feel more overwhelmed, especially in the thing I'm delivering for the problem I'm helping to solve, which gives you a little bit of a hint. They don't need more to-dos, more overwhelm. So I'm not going to be delivering that at all. And that's where you can take a page out of the book of this in general, is that the most successful subscriptions are very simple to deliver. Now, I'm not saying Netflix isn't producing their own giant programs and movies and huge series, but they definitely work their way up to that level. They started out probably just using content that was already created by other people and just working out a deal with them to get it. So it doesn't have to be a really difficult creation process. You can think about that more when you have 1,000 or 10,000 or even more subscribers. So, what really is the value of a subscription? You might be wondering, because if the content is so simple, is it really worth anything? Well, that's the great thing, is that people are busy and they're looking for shortcuts and they're looking for guidance. And a subscription can simply give people the guidance to do the thing that you're putting in front of them right then. Maybe it's just inspiration, maybe it's just ideas, maybe it's actually useful tools, but whatever they're getting, you are letting them know about it, because they might not even know that they need it. They may never come across this thing. So as long as you're providing something to them that is really useful and they're finding it like, wow, that really shifted the way I think, or it added one more shortcut for me, or some other way of processing information that helped me do something much quicker, you're adding value. And that's really what it needs to do, because most people are going to pay $7, $9, even like up to $20 for something that creates a huge shortcut that saves them time, makes them money, and really just makes their life a lot easier. That's what the value really is for these things. And they can be so valuable to your business as well, because you are creating something that's so far away from your other offers that it's not competing with them. I know that it's not competing with my core offers because they are so far away from this price point that they don't give any personalized service. They don't have any individualized Q&A. This is not going to include a community. And in my case, it happens to be in an adjacent subject, a little bit more of a business to consumer subject. So that's why it really does make sense. And there is no overlap with my other products and services under my Scaling Deep brand, which is helping online business owners mostly create memberships, subscriptions, and recurring one-to-many revenue in their business. So in my case, it makes a lot of sense to do it this way. It helps me really build up my wealth and knowledge in the way I deliver this kind of information. And it helps me also build a rapport with people based on more than just one thing. And I'm feeling quite committed to it. And that's the other thing. A subscription isn't something that you want to just stop and start. You want to make sure it's a topic that you're really excited about, because that excitement is what is going to fuel your ability to keep providing information in it and to keep inspiring people to join over time. And then the real value comes when it starts to grow and grow and grow and grow, because it does have that potential. And then whatever you want to do with it is totally up to you. That can be your core source of income. That can be something that you rarely up the price on, and you just keep finding more and more people are hearing about it virally, through referrals, through shout outs, through friends, just through a little bit of sharing. And you might find that it becomes a really sustainable source of your income. Or you can actually decide to leverage that audience and then offer something more in depth. And you can do like a different tier or just a different program altogether. And that's where the fun begins. But you absolutely do not have to start it that way. I believe in starting things The most simply is going to be the best. It also allows you to test it out in terms of how you feel about it, how easy is it to find the content, and also see what the market thinks of it. You can work on the positioning after the fact. You definitely want to get it as right as possible from the beginning. But if it doesn't fly right away, it doesn't mean that you haven't got a great idea. It just means that it might need a little tweaking. And so therefore you can keep working on that rather than trying to complicate it by adding too many things in, too many different levels, and then you're like, not sure what's not working. Is it the complication from having too many different levels, or is it just you've missed a few things in the original idea? So that's why I think starting it simply really matters. And that's the way I'm choosing to do it, especially because it's a bit of a new area in my business. And I'm super excited because I haven't done anything new in a while. And it doesn't mean that I haven't launched a few new workshops this year, but I haven't really followed a lot of bright, shiny objects because my goal this year wasn't to just keep trying things, building them, like throwing the spaghetti at the wall, and then finding out that it doesn't work, and then having, worked extra hours every week to create something when it really wasn't going to be a lasting strategy. I really wanted to build some ease and flow into my life because that's what my personal life and energy is demanding right now. Except for the fact that this subscription idea is something that's been brewing right now. It is a hot topic. It's gaining ground, and it's really aligned with, again, my 30 years of thinking and my own personal awareness now about the topic and what I'm actually learning about right now. And that's kind of taking over my brain a little bit, which is definitely a good thing to be doing this kind of thing on because, you still have to promote it. You still have to share the information and get the word out. But it does help when it's something that happens to be kind of a hot topic because then you can kind of go with that energy that's coming from internal and coming from the world externally. So that is my news. I can't wait to share with you the process of how I build this over the next 6 weeks. So make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss an episode and you learn exactly how I'm going to birth this beautiful thing into the world. Bye for now.